All right, Ramnik, we can start.
Okay, hello everyone. I would like to welcome all of you on this amazing workshop on the topic Career Building and Transformation by Vajra India Technologies. We at Vajra India Technologies focus mainly on giving practical exposure to all the students who are linked with us. And we have different career building programs that help everyone to grow and nourish. And today, I would like to welcome Mr. Rahul Raj, a software developer involved in 4 global live projects. He's selected for Hack with Infi and a top performer in TCS NQT, who got more than 5 internship offers, including one international offer, who has mentored a lot of students to get placed in MNC. And his expertise in SDLC. And Mr. Saurav Patel, who is the CTO of Vajra India Technologies. He's praised by our Prime Minister and Defense Minister for his work in defense sector. So today, both of them will be guiding you how to prepare for MNC and take your career to a right direction. Rahul, you can start.
Thank you, Ramnik. Okay, so welcome everyone. As Ramnik has already gave a brief introduction of myself, what she has not included, so I would like to start with that one. Okay, so I belong to a very rural area, and I would like to tell you that means in this session I would like to share my journey from where I started and where I am right now. And as like all of you are planning for the same journey, who are on that path right now. So I will try to start from very beginning. So yeah, I have completed my 12th from a government school. There were only one teacher, and from there till joining engineering, I did not have any computer. So all the things related to IT, the software or the programming, totally started when I started like engineering journey. Okay, I did not get much time before the session. Like there was one unexpected journey, so that's why I couldn't prepared much better. But okay, I have prepared one slide, one presentation for you, all of you, so we can have a customized walk through all the topics which we have shared. So let's move through that. Okay, so yeah, before starting the session, I would request everyone who have joined, like I want to make this session very interactive. Okay, so I have access to your comments as well. So whenever you feel any doubt, uh, feel free to put your doubts in comment box. I will try to answer. Okay. Uh, uh, Frankly speaking, I won't say like I'm very expert or like that. I know everything in this world. No one can know everything. Okay, but yes, from last 4 years, I'm learning a lot of things, and worked for more than 1 years right now, working for IT industry. So yes, in this time, in this exposure, I have learned so many things. I have experienced so many things. I have also taken some interviews or technical interviews. I was the part of interview also, uh, competitive coding. So all these things I will try to cover in this session. So most important thing is that interactiveness. I suppose that uh, you are all of us. You are belonging from the second year, third year, even first year, or some people may from final year. So throughout we will plan what exactly we have to do, why are we doing engineering, and a lot of questions which were there in our mind, also in my mind when I started my engineering journey. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, so yes, the weather outside for most of us, it's raining season and it's raining outside over here as well. So yeah, we all feel like this season is like that, very being very nostalgic. So I'm very nostalgic this time, and I would like to you to take that moment when you completed your 12th. Okay, and just I think for 3 to 4 years back, or maybe 2 years as well, or for if the first year people are also there. So it might be 1 year also. So yes, it's time to be nostalgic. One question I have in mind, which was there when I started my engineering journey. Why? Okay, just hold a second. I think I have not shared my screen. Let me share my screen. Uh, Let me know is it visible or not.
Yes, Rahul, it is visible.
Okay, so the question comes here like uh, when we go in past and think about the time when we started our journey, our life was very, we were very young at that time, just completed our schools and we were thinking like what to do right now. Okay, so the question comes in my mind as well as yours at this moment when everyone trying to criticize like the jobs are vanished or something like that is happening, so why everyone is so admire about engineering. I would like to see that in chat box also, like why you have choose your engineering. There could be reasons, means like some people have by their default choice. Some of us did, oh, my parents are saying you have to pursue engineering, that's the only choice you have. For the some of the people the reason was like my friend is doing engineering, why not me. Okay, so all of us choose and finally we are here. That's why you are part of this discussion. So my question is like you don't feel like means is it a very we have invested a lot doing this engineering apart from money. Yeah, money matters obviously, that money we have given as a fee to our colleges. Apart from that you don't feel that time is also a big investment. You are giving 4 years of your life to a course and you are not sure like how it's going to be. So I will try to make like the time which you are investing in doing engineering, pursuing engineering, so that could be useful. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this moment, if we talk like software engineering and that what is the market. Okay, so as all of you know, like means we are going through the COVID-19 situation, and these days that online technology every is going to shift it online, so IT has huge demand in jobs, which I have find like there are a lot of hirings going around. But how we could make ourselves eligible for that one. Okay, so yes, yeah, I could see some of the comments as well. I choose engineering because of my family. Everyone is engineer. Yeah, that could be also reason. A lot of reasons are there. So we will try to figure out like how to make this worthy. Okay. So yes, at this moment, for the people who are in third year, few people if you are in fourth year, so that confusion is going to be huge and a depressing one as well. So let's see what confusions could be there in your mind. So like, is engineering is still worthy? I don't know. See, can I learn other language? I am not from CSE. Well, how can I get a job in IT sector? Oh, DS Algo, isn't it really scary? Whenever I hear, it's like okay, it's something which is going to scare me. Okay. And other questions like the certification courses are worthy or not. So we will try to figure out like all these things in upcoming slides. And I would like your attention that do I miss anything? So at last you can point it out so we can talk about that. Okay. And if any other question rest of this, our main agenda or main topics which we are going to cover over here. So that is going to be like this much topic around this we will talking. So if I left anything, so just ping over there, we can talk about that as well. Okay, so yes, one more questions, internship or trainings, how to do, what to do. So all of these I will try to answer. So Yeah, so the next slide I had that ask about how many languages do should we learn. We should start with this one. When we are fresher and we are in class of first year or second year, so at that moment, at that time also, like which languages we should learn, why we should learn this. This is not still worthy. No one is asking for this one. I couldn't find any internship based on this language. Which one I should start with? Okay, so let's start answering one of these questions. Okay. So first thing, I'm very biased. Which language and how many languages we should start? One thing I want to make clear: when you are doing an IT job, just remember one thing: you are not going to be paid for any framework knowledge, any language knowledge, any architecture knowledge. What you are going to paid for, that is your logical skill, nothing else. If you can think logically, if you can train your computer to think logically, you know, now computer is a very dumb machine, so we have to taught him, okay, what to do, when to react, what to react. So you just have to, at a fresher, when you were in first year or in a second year, at that moment you just have to focus on logic building. When your logic is perfect, that things are going absolute fine, then you should think, okay, which language more I can learn. But the first step, the very first step I consider, I feel that we should take, that is the logic building. Okay, coming to this one, so a lot of people might have questions like why how to build this logic, how it comes, how we develop. So being very clear, it's not one day task or suddenly you start or someone teaches you, so it won't work. It's very honest answer from my side that it can't be done within a span of 2 days or 3 days or 5 days. It will take some time, it will take practice. Okay, uh, I might be wrong. The language I will suggest, when you start, for the freshers, for the first year people, for the second year people who didn't do anything in their first year. So my suggestion, start with C. Obviously, C language. That why we should choose C. If it is not worthy, many people have in their mind like, uh, yes, no one is working on C right now. It's not in very demand. So why anyone anxious like learn C? But it is important when we are taking time, the duration when you are learning in consideration. So when you are in first year, you have to think logically, and C give you exposure to that logical thinking. So you have to do every basic stuff. Like suppose you want to do a sort, so what you if you are learning Python, so you have that access. Okay, right? That list or tuple and that make that dot sort method. It will working. Okay. If you want to swap two integers into different variables, so what you have to do? A comma b equals to b comma a. But you never think how that logically working behind the scenes. There is some code, some expression has been already written by someone which you can directly use over there. So to get that skill, that to get the thinking, that logical things, to get that one, you should always think about learning C first. It's my suggestion. This could be Python or any other language, but yeah, C has that exposure, which I found. That's why the most of the universities, even in India and Europe, almost all of the universities starts programming with C language only. So it will give you the exposure to the logical building skills. Okay. Uh, Next slide is about data structures. So I think few of the people are already like, oof, data structure again. We can't skip this. Many of people have this question. I know I was very scared also when I started learning data structure. But it's a fact. You have to learn it. Why? Because when you want that thinking, that logical thinking, so you will start implementing that things. So how you will know, okay, I'm now logically very well, very understandable. I am thinking the problem statements in a logical way, in a stepwise process. So the data structures come over here in picture that will give you that exposure to uh, build your applications, build your logic based on the optimized solutions. Okay, but taking point of consideration, like which topics prominence we should cover from the data structures. Okay, so my suggestion, always start with basics. Once you are done with basics, if you have a time, then only go for the more exposure or more learning about that. If you are you're not done basics, you don't have the idea about basics, so okay, fine. First do that, then if you don't have time, leave that. You just need to sound very technically when you are appearing for interviews. Okay, so you should cover basics. What exactly it means by basics? You should know, okay, how to run a loop, what a loop can done, while loop, why, when we should use while loop, when we should use for loop, how can we do that bitwise operations, if else can, how can build that logic. So at least this much you should have, that is must for all of us if you are going to work in a development environment. So that data structure thing is very important. Even means like whenever you see the trends, all the big firms, all the big companies are more focused towards, even like Amazon or some big firms, even you are experienced, then also if you have 5 year experience, they want ask, okay, you are doing React from 5 years, you are doing Angular from 5 years, you are doing Node from 5 years, so tell me something about Node. They will start with data structures only, even if you have 3 to 4 or 5 year experience. So yes, cover the basics, that is very important. Second, a few topics I would like to mention over here, like which you should go in depth, and at least that much you should do. And that list is that here. So linked list, yes. Stack, yes. Queue, yes. All the sorting algorithms like bubble sort, merge sort, quick sorts, and that should be on your tips. Means you don't have to think about that. Okay, okay. So you don't have to think about that. Like means all think about the how, which language we should implement. You should think about the process, how we are going to process this, what are the steps, how it works. So that whenever you are thinking about sorting, so when I say bubble sort, so it should be in your mind, okay, bubble, what bubble means, when I throw a stone in a river, so bubble comes out, means the smallest the air which is there, that comes out. That is the simplest thing. In the same that bubble sort works, the smallest elements are shifted upwards. That's how the bubble sort works. So in the imagination, that process should be happen in your mind. That I'm not talking about the coding, I'm not talking about the pseudocode, I'm just talking about the imagination. When I say quicksort, yes, you should know how to do it. Your mind should do some random sorting in your mind. That imagination should be there. Then we have to write pseudocode, then we have to switch to the actual coding, and your choice of language you can choose, no foundation over there. So yes, so sorting algorithms are very important. Even hack within fee, like competitions, which is a high paying job these days. And there are a lot of high paying jobs, but why I say like hack within fee and QT, these are important things, because where many of us, like me, we are from tier 3 colleges, so most of the company do not visit us. So at that time, these competitions which are accessible to each of us take very important role at that moment. So in these competitions, they usually focus on these topics. So yes, sorting algorithms should be in your tips. Or dynamic programming, yeah, that one is the, I think, most difficult part when it comes to data structure. But yes, if you can't understand, if you can't grab it, you can't master it, just learn the basic. There are few basic questions like find a chain problem or something like that. So do these problems which are very basics, which are very common. So at least do them. Give time, then you will learn with the time. So the most important, you have to some investment on this learning. If you want to learn anything, so you have to invest your time, and that's by default, that is sure. Otherwise there is no way you can learn anything, I'm very sure. Okay. uh, there are a lot of internships or training programs are going on. Okay. And even at Vajra India Technology, there are several programs being conducted by Saurabh. But yes, the mentor will show you path always. Remember this thing. You if you don't write your code, if you don't, your hands are like shaking or when you are typing something, so it's too late, or you have to work on that. So always, like when you are learning anything, do it by yourself. Do your coding, repeat that questions if you are not familiar, if you are not grabbing that. So just repeat that question, try to solve that one by one. So give a time upon that, then only we can proceed with that. Okay. Yes, hip is a very important data structure. I have found a lot of questions has been come in NQT as well as hack with Infi, even some of the interview which I have appeared. So there also one of the interviews I was appearing in Singapore. So that interview was totally means that they were very biased upon this. A lot of questions can come from this. So yes, keep this on your list at top priority. A lot of questions come from hip. Very optimized solution it provides. One thing, that bitwise operator. Okay, so it's very basic part of any language, but when I was learning, I think all of us do that. So we usually skip this part. We really don't know what bitwise operator. We just learn, okay, this much, but how we can use or what we can do, we never explored that much about the bitwise operators. So I would suggest, like when you start, always go with this bitwise operator. There are a lot of questions which comes with this. In even in the NQT and hack with Infig, there are a lot of questions which comes from this topic, and in your day-to-day programming as well, this topic is very important. I'm going to next slide. So nowadays it's about competitive programming. Okay, so nowadays you can see that atmosphere inside our colleges or the Unity or whenever you are like, so that competitive programming, that term is getting repeated everywhere. What exactly that one is and how to start, what to do, and which language to select, which platform to select. I will try to answer. Okay, talking about my exposure to competitive programming, it's not that much. Uh, I have a 6-star rating on HackerRank, but that is not exactly CP. That is just a practice, and I have not participated in many contests in code safe, but yes, I have achieved 2-star to 3-star over there. Okay, so competitive coding means what exactly it is. When you are working for a company, what exactly you will be doing over there? One client will come, one project will come. There you need to provide a solution. Simple. So when you have that solution, you provide that solution. So you need to think about that. Okay, how to proceed? It's not about language. First thing which will come in your mind, it's not the language. Which language I have to use? How to write this code? How to, what is syntax for this? The first thing will come in your mind. Okay, what will be the logic behind this, how we can do this in optimized way, because when you are working in a huge application, so their data can be millions and billions of records. So you have to process that, and within the time, suppose you are using any application in the day-to-day life, and that application takes few seconds, how you feel, okay, how dumb this application is, it's taking too much time. So in IT, 1 to 2 seconds are very important. Your response can't exceed 1 second. The user won't wait for you. So that's why that optimization has to be done. How it will be done? It will come from your past, how much CP you have done, or you can learn it gradually as well. But CP gives you that exposure that you can build that logic, you can optimize the solutions. Okay, so which language do you prefer for CP? That could be your choice, honestly. But I am a bit biased about Python over here. People use C++ because there are a lot of libraries which provide very quick solutions. But that take time taking means that a syntax is means you have tried a lot in C++, but Python has that flexibility with very less lines of codes. You can do much more. So all of the coding competitions like Hack with Infi or it was NQT or other as well, I have used Python for my choice because it seems cool and simple to me. Coming to which platform you should choose, which platform where we can start CP. Okay, if you are very beginner, you are in first year, you are in second year, you have just started learning coding, my advice will go to HackerRank, open, create your account if you have not already done. Start it today. It's very important. Remark my words. If you really want to get placed in a such company when you have a good job, a good future, a good career, market this, you have to learn, start coding with HackerRank. There are a lot of problem statements and as well as solutions also they provide, and you have to optimize. That's how your syntax, if you, even if you want to learn the syntax of any language, suppose it's Python, so if you don't write, if anyone teaches you, you will after some time within 1 week you will follow that syntax. So how to remember that syntax? You have to code. When you start writing codes, when you start solving problems, when you start making small applications, then you write the code, then you look for the syntax, then you remember. You can't think about like I will remember this syntax and when exam comes I will directly use the syntax. You can't remember in that way. Okay, so first choice goes for hacker rank when you start. Okay, when you achieve 4 to 5 stars over there, you have to around solve around 100 questions over there, then you will get this batches. Okay, when you get 4 to 5 star, then it's time to switch to Coursera. So they have weekly monthly competitions where it's a global platform, means from all over the world people participate in that competitions. So be part of that, you will get okay where I lie over there in that list of programmers, what is my score. Yeah, Ranit, sure. I will mention. So first, we have to start with hacker rank, and then we can switch to when you have 4 to 5 star. So go to Code Safe, where you will find a lot of competitions going on. It is based on monthly or weekly basis, so you can participate in that. You can like okay how to solve the problems, that time limit, even like means in this time who have appeared like I think third year people also have exposure to NQT, I believe, I'm not sure, and even for the third year people that hack with infi results are out. So when you have participated you have seen like same thing is there, that there are few questions, one timer is there, 3 hours, 2 hours, it depends. So that time is there, and within that time only you have to solve the questions. So you can solve, but that time is very important factor. So how you will grab this, how you are comfortable with that time pacing environment. So obviously go with code safe. There you can find a lot of questions, a lot of competitions going on. Practice from there, participate in that competitions. At least try to achieve 3 to 4 stars minimum. I would suggest. And remember one thing: two platforms I will mention, CodeSafe and CodeForces. These are the two online coding sites whose rating matters a lot when you go to big firm. And if you have a 5 star rating on a code safe, if you have a 3 star rating on that platform, so you are already 50% chance over others. It's by default sure in the major product based company, in major companies that rating matters a lot. So do practice a lot. And yes, uh, one more platform I would like to mention. So like the list is like the start with HackerRank, the Code Safe, and as well as Code Forces. But in meantime, when you are learning data structure and algorithms, okay, so at that time it's not about only like learning the theory. I have taught you a linked list. Okay, fine. I have learned I can create a linked list. I can delete a node. I can traverse all the nodes. But when it's a problem comes related to that, a small modification, and you are null, then it won't work. So what exactly I mean when you are learning data structure, it's not about only theoretical or just doing that set of questions. It is like you have to identify that problem, then identify which data structure to apply, and then only apply that data structure will be helping you. Okay, so you have to be in that condition. Okay, you can judge in this situation linked list can help better, in this problem heap can help better, in this problem stack will work. So that thinking will come with competitive programming. Participating in all these platforms will work. One more site I really like, recently I crossed 100 questions over there, so that is lead code. Lead code has all the basic questions related to the graph, linked list, and a lot of varieties are there. So give it a try. You will really like it. Okay. So one thing means people, I think a lot of people who are not from IT or CSE, so always they have a low confidence. I found, but they are performing very good, more better than CSE or IT people. I have found this one in my case, who are my friends or others. So yes, so others mean like they have a question in their mind like, of I'm not from CSE IT, I'm not doing that much of coding. My labs are not oriented to that. How can I manage? How will I get a good job? So for you people, I would suggest that always learn at least basics. One language is sufficient for you, and that data structure algorithm, anyhow you have to do, just do that. It will give you more exposure to the programming. So do that. Even and one thing, remember one thing, when people like recently I was interviewing one guy, I won't name, but he was from the ECE background, and the first question which I asked him, like what is microprocessor and microcontrollers, what is the basic difference, and some questions to Raspberry Pi and Arduino board, and he was confused about that one. So that represents like you were not aware about your subjects, then you were talking about other syllabus or other department syllabus. So it's a bit strange. So yes, what you were learning, do better in that, make that consistent. Yes, apart from that, try to learn a bit of coding, or try to learn, participate in these of the competitions. So it will help you there. Coming to the subjects, uh, when it comes to the subjects, means like throughout the journey, I'm not talking about any specific year or any specific semester. It's about throughout the journey, 4 years journey. If you are from CSEIT background, what you should learn, and in not only means learn, not theoretically, not just to pass the examination. It's going to help you in future. That's why I'm forcing on learning these subjects. So yes, one programming language, that could be your choice. One or two at least. C is there, and one anything you can add, that is Python. I think that is very job oriented nowadays. A lot of job and technologies are working on that. So yes, Python. You can then take others as well if you find okay this has more opportunity. Okay, so one or two programming languages. And what exactly I mean means, we usually skip that file structures, that enum values. Even most of us in C don't know these values, so don't do that. Try to cover all the basics of that language. And coming to the data structures and algorithms, as I have already mentioned, cover the basics. You should able to write that sorting algorithms. You can use heap and linked list. So that much flexibility you have in data structure and algorithms. DBMS, that is very important subjects in perspective of your work. When you are working every day, you have to interact with some DBMS. Okay, in interviews also they have a lot of focus for DBMS. Okay. So next one is operating systems. What exactly I mean by operating system? It's not about you have to learn Windows or Linux or any other operating system. I'm talking about the concepts. What exactly means I want to say is that how a computer works. what is a RAM, what is a ROM, how processes are getting processed, how calculations are being done, how a screen is going lighten up, everything you should know, how USB cables are working. So this much knowledge, what is a drive is there, what is a RAM is there, when programs loads. So this much basic understanding. So whenever you are at any stage, okay, you have done graduation and computer science or IT. So at least this much knowledge you should have, and that is a quite often asked topic in interviews as well. One topic I think you will find it's rare. No one suggests that, but after working for 1 year, I found software engineering, which we usually skip, that SDLC method, software development life cycle, and the types of testing. And when you were working as a software engineer, so like you have to be part of each and every phase of that software. When it was in planning, when it was in development, when it was deploying, when it is maintenance. So each phase you have to understand, and you should know the terms. I am very poor at that in at this moment, because I totally skipped this subject. Okay, so software engineering, I feel you should learn that concept. It's a bit theoretical, but yes, you should learn this one. So these are the important subjects. You should think about this and have a good grab on that. Coming to projects, often we have a lot of questions. Even in few of juniors I had, and few of people I usually mentor, so they have a questions like, "Bhaiya, what to do about projects? I really don't know what to make, what not to make. I don't know this, I don't know this. So how will I create a project?" Okay, so simply understand one thing. You anyone, when I think myself as an interviewer or any other perspective, so I don't feel or I don't expect that fresh graduate or a third year people or the fourth year student will making Facebook or Instagram or even WhatsApp. I or no one suppose that, okay, that much knowledge you have to build or that much skill you have to show you in your projects. So what exactly you can do? Keep it very simple. Means a basic page which shows the information, where you can collect some data, where you can send some data, where it renders automatically. So these are the terms very useful that you can make them, but small, useful and very small. That precise one. Remember that should be in working condition. You have to put a time on that. You have to give some time to for that. So it give it some time, make a very basic application, and it should be in working condition. No bugs, no errors should be there. Like you are going to present someone and it's not working, that shouldn't happen. Okay, what I feel, basic code application. You know what is code means create, update, and read and delete. So that application where you can fetch some data from database and you can show in a GUI. So that applications are really beneficial for you when it comes to interview or a selection. Okay, so always try to make them like in that way and give some time upon that. Okay, it could be any type of project, and don't forget like to publish it somewhere. When you are doing any project, try to publish it somewhere. So whenever you are writing your resume or when you are sending a request to anyone for a job or an internship, so try to put that URL over there so they can see, okay, you have done this much work on this. Okay, so coming to the year wise planning, how we can manage what exactly it can be different for you, I'm not sure, but yes, how I did, I will tell you. Okay, so first year, you are just very fresher. Don't forget to make friends, exploring your campus, wandering, being part of clubs. That is also very important. It gives helps you to build your interpersonal skills. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm very lacking in this one. I did not make much friends, and I did was not part of any of the clubs. So I feel sometimes I should do means I missed it. So never miss that. Explore your campus, make friends, and one more thing is there, that CC. What exactly that mean? Don't forget about C language. The first year, do nothing, just start learning C language. And one book I will suggest, personally you can choose your choice, but yes, which I prefer, that Let Us See by Yashwant Kantikar, I think his name is. So that is a really good book. And there are a lot of questions in each chapter. Okay, so try to solve them. Even what I do when I started learning Python, so what I did, the same questions which he has asked to do in the C, when I was learning Python, I did the same questions in Python. So what exactly that questions does? That means very processive, means that interactive way these questions are. Around 100 some questions are there. I've solved all of them. So try to figure out how can you manage to solve them, and try to solve each of them. Okay. So coming to second year, yes, that is the very high time when you should be thinking about and going deep in your career. You should start thinking about at that time only. So yes, data structures, algorithms. Uh, you should start with competitive programming, HackerRank, and lead code. And these things you should start. And that moment only, you should start building some small CLI projects. Do you know what is CLI? CLI means command line interface, which usually when we are doing with the first year programs. So it opens in a Windows terminal, or command promote. So that is called CLI project. So start making some CLI projects, small, very small. A game, it could be number generator, it could be anything of your choice, very small. So that give you exposure how you should start working. When it comes to third year, so yes, that competitive programming should go at top. Start doing that one, start participating in competition. That will show you where you exist, where you are right now. It will reflect your knowledge or your logical skill. In third year itself, you should start making your projects which you have to show to interviewer. Because no see, when our placement season starts, very beginning of fourth year, or at the end of third year. So before that, you won't believe, means some of my friends usually call me, okay, please share one please share one project for me. I want to mention that in my resume. I said, oh, you should make your project, then only you will know what you have done. No, no, you just share me. So that shouldn't be situation for you. Always try to make a good project at the end of third year. So when you are preparing your resume for the jobs, you can mention them. And don't forget to publish it somewhere, so you can mention that URL. Okay. Even that time you should learn few of the tools which I feel that is very necessary when you are working in IT company. One thing is very important, which I missed. I have to learn when I started working, and sometime even I feel low in that these days as well. So that is GitHub. Okay, so Git, you should learn how to manage your projects, how to uh, push your code to the Git, how to deploy projects to GitHub. And GitHub that free access for you, so you can learn that. Okay. Fourth year, when it comes to fourth year, okay, so don't forget, it's very high time. I'm talking about if we can split in two segments, like a 7 semester and 8 semester. Okay, so many people will be preparing for GATE, many will be preparing for CAT, and other more examinations. Also, people will prepare, and a lot of people will be going for IT jobs. Okay, so at that moment, be job ready. What can help you there? Like mock interviews, because when you just if you have logical skill, you don't have to face anyone. You have already this did this much in last 3 years, so that fourth year will be not that much headache for you. But yes, uh, try to figure out, like in the very initial, very beginning of the days, like the first 3 months of the placement season, you make a job, you get a job. Okay, why I'm saying so? Because as time spends, as time goes on, so you see, like people around you are getting this much job. Hey, my friend is getting this much package. He is getting this much package. That person is getting that much, but I am still null. So that makes start making a pressure upon you. So that's why I'm saying, like, be prepared and make it in very first 3 months of your placement season, in very first 3 months of your seventh semester. So land to a job. Okay. Last thing I will mention that engineering journey is full of experiences, so don't forget masti. Always spend time with your friends, because after that, when you are in a job, it's very hard to do all these stuff. So do solo trips, do group trips, whatever you want, but yes, use that time. Yeah, yeah, it's for the people who you yeah, in second year or third year, because who are in fourth year, it's not possible now, because it's already that COVID situation doesn't allow us. Okay. One thing which we always think of, certification courses, we spend a lot of money, believe me. That so is it really worthy or not? Means, should we spend that much money on a certification course or not? So certification courses are really that important. I believe me. Means, if you have a good certification course, if you have a good project on that, and you have did that much, so it will reflect your resume different. Okay. But remember one thing, not only about like I'm just looking at the certification course and it's just a piece of paper, somehow I have to get this from anywhere. It's not like that. You can collect a lot of certificates, no doubt. You can get it very easily nowadays, very easy. But the main thing is that you should learn when you are doing anything. And when you have mentioned, okay, I have done certification on Python, I have done certification of web development, I have done certification of data science, then at that case interviewer expects that, okay, you should have a sound knowledge of that. And if you just, okay, like, just to get a certificate and you did not implemented anything from yourself, you did not done any coding for that, so that's not worthy in my opinion. So do it, but yes, make sure to uh, grab it, as well as you have some projects to show, you have something to display to interviewer that, okay, I have done this certification and I have done this much of work. Okay. uh, a lot of people, like mainly the third year people, okay, it's important for you how to get an internship. People text me, okay, I need an internship, how to manage that, how to apply. Okay. So remember, internship, why internship is important, because it will give you the practical exposure to the industry. You will learn how things works when in IT industry, simply. So till that, means before that, you never know. Okay, that is the requirement over there. Okay. So what is the first condition over there, like to get an internship? What you think? So that first condition to get an internship is that, yeah, obviously you have to apply for an internship. If you are sitting at home, you're doing nothing, you did not apply it anywhere, so you can't ever get. That's obvious thing. You have to apply first. Okay. The second question comes. Okay, I have to apply for an internship, but where? So the answer is yes. Try to start. One thing I missed over in the previous slides. So at the beginning of second year, you should start making your network over LinkedIn or some such websites which work professionally. So LinkedIn could help you a lot. Okay. So you can, if you have a lot of connections over there. Remember this, it is not a Facebook. So people what do when we ask, okay, make a LinkedIn profile, so they will make a LinkedIn profile and start sending connection requests to their friends only, their classmates only. They are at the same stage. What how they can help you? Always try to connect with the HRs, the technical managers, the companies, trying to follow them. So that will help you, that they can help you. Okay. So LinkedIn, one other website, okay, that is a bit underpaid. uh, that is LinkedIn or Internsala. Yeah. So Internsala is also a very good platform I have found. So there you can apply, but they have a huge list of requirements you should already know. So make yourself ready for that. Okay. before applying to these internships. Okay, some in the case like when I was applying for few of the internships, so at that case it was like they were mainly focused over the data structure and algorithms. They did not ask me any language or any framework at that moment. But some of the companies also very buzzed about the frameworks, our libraries you should know. So they don't have to spend much time on you to make you learn those things. Okay, so yes, and getting internship, that projects which I have mentioned over there, like you have to do a project before means in the very first 3 to 4 months of the third year, so that projects will help you a lot. You can represent, okay, this much I have done, I can think logically, I have that much experience or exposure to that. So if you give me a chance, then yes, I can work on your tasks, I can be useful, I can be a performing asset for your company. So in that situation they will, okay, yes, take you in a consideration. Okay, so that way you can land to an internship. Always try to apply, try to connect with people. Never feel ashamed, okay, texting someone on LinkedIn. But yes, take your language in consideration, that words you have chosen for help, asking help. One question people usually ask me nowadays, that trend is there. Few of the companies which are not very giant, but even giant companies like some service-based companies I have seen, they ask for unpaid internship. Means you have to work for them. You will be giving your 8 to 9 hours per day for them, and they won't pay you. Okay, so people ask me like, should we go for that? They are not paying anything. What should I do? In my perspective, I might be wrong in the point of view of some people, but I feel means paid internships are more beneficial. Why I'm saying so is that like when you get paid for something, so you have that responsibility. What exactly you learn from an internship? You start sitting over 8 to 9 hours in a day. You start working on that. You will start writing code for whole day. So there should be some motivation behind that, and that comes from that money. That can be a very less amount, but it shouldn't be that companies should think about that. We can't do anything as a student about that, but yes, try to figure out some paid internship where you get paid for your work, so you will be liking that one, you will interested in that one. Few questions also I get. Okay, few questions also I get about resume. Yeah, it's very means very difficult to understand, because first time you want to represent yourself and you think what to write, what not to write, what they are exactly looking for. So yes, that is obviously confusing, and for me also it was very confusing. But yes, I got some mentorship for that, like so I did a better resume. Okay, so I will tell you what things you have to take in consideration when making your resume. Okay, remember it's a resume, it's not a CV first at all. Okay, second thing, make it very simple. No heavy text decoration, heavy text colors, or something like that. A black and white thing will be also working. Okay, so don't keep like a very complex structure for that very decorative resume. They doesn't impact anything. Okay, so main thing is that make it very simple. And the second point which I'm saying, write in the triple star marking, your resume for the freshers shouldn't exceed 1 page. It must be 1 page resume. You can't exceed that. In any case, try to figure out. Try to. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of templates are available over the internet for 1 page resume. Even that simply your Google Words that works with you. So that is very free. So there also you can find templates for your resume. So that is very important that you have only 1 page resume at any cost. It's my personal belief, so never exceed that one. So you might have questions like how to manage that. I have to write my family address, my signature, my photograph. my school details, my dance classes achievements. So believe me, these things are not going to work. Obviously, what you have to mention in your resume, your name, your qualifications. If you have done any internships, mention them and explain them what exactly you have to done, uh, which knowledge, which language, which framework you know. So that things, these things should be at the top level. Okay. Now you find, okay, but in that case my resume is going to be very vacant, there is some space at the bottom. So in that case what you can do, okay, then you start putting like your class 12th marks in the reverse order. Never people like 10th, then 11th, then 12th. Don't do that. Make in that order which we are looking for, what we are looking for. First I'm looking, okay, how much you have done, how great you were in your um, graduation. So I will first try to look, okay, what his achievements during his btech. So try to put them at the top level. Okay, if the that is the means tie up, the other candidate have the similar things, that similar structure which you have. So what I will looking for, okay, let's see what how were their performance in the class 12th. Okay, so yes, so that is the thing, means always try to mention the technical things at the top level. Then if the place is left, then start filling these details and that order only. Okay, so very recent one at the top and the past one at the bottom. Then never this place and their signature, that things are really not required, which I feel. And well, as I mentioned, always deploy your projects to GitHub or some other Heroku or other sites are there which give you access to free deployment. So whenever you make a project, make sure you are uploading it to GitHub and you are deploying it somewhere. So always when you are mentioning any project, mention that URL. Okay, this is the URL. If you want to see my code base, just go through this. So that will be okay. Yes, he is very confident about his project. He is very confident about his learning. So he is giving that exposure. Okay, we can explore his code base, how he writes. So always do that thing. Yes, and always keep it relevant. Means you are applying for a UI job or a very basic job. Means which is it should be depending on the which type of job you are applying. Okay, I'm applying for a job which deserves an architecture for their software developing. And what I'm mentioning over there, I cook chicken very good. Okay, so that's not relevant to them. What they will do knowing that one. Okay, that is just a way to means do that thing. Okay, so and last thing about that is that always update your resume based on whenever you are learning anything, just update it. And remember, never fake. Means you are not very confident about anything, don't put it. You just, someday I started learning Ruby and I got to know, okay, something puts works or some print works over there, one line or two line of syntax. What should be the order, what should the preference of the skills in a candidate. So very important is your attitude. Your talk, your words should represent in some way that make us understand, like, okay, he is very approachable and he can learn anything. He is very understanding about that. He can learn. He is ready to learn anything. We can coach him. So that is very important thing. Okay. So attitude is a very important thing in when you are in interview. Okay, logical thinking, which I've said, is you are going to work on that. That is the only thing for which you are going to be paid. Nothing else. No framework, no language, nothing. You can learn any language, any framework. How much days it will take? Maximum 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, not more than that. So you are going to be paid only for your logical thinking, logical skills, nothing else. Yeah, interpersonal skills, that matters, but not that much, I believe. Because when you are at that environment, believe me, I have completed my class 12th in uh, Hindi medium till class 12th. Okay, and after coming here only, then I started, okay, learning English. Or okay, I'm not that much good, but okay, I can speak or I can do my work. That enough I have learned in last 4 years. So yes, that you learn with the environment. So So that is not a big thing or big deal, but yes, they also look for this. Then at last, okay, what projects you have done, what frameworks you have, that knowledge, that things comes in mind. That things are secondary. So main is your attitude. Okay, you are ready for learning anything, you can learn, so we can give take a chance over there. Logical thinking is really important, that exactly everyone is looking for. If you have a logical thinking, so you can do any type of work. Okay, so thank you everyone. I will take one by one questions from you, and if you want to add anything, reviews, anything, I might be wrong some places. I think I'm not. I don't know everything, so you can point out that as well. I'm ready to accept that one. Okay. Yes. Uh, so even like I said, if you wish to have a mock interview or anything else, any support, anything you want to, anyhow you want to contact me someday. So these are the things you can mail me over there. And yes, just notice that one. It's not only Raj Srivastava. There is one additional A at the end. Okay, so you can contact me over there. I will. Yes. So thank you, and let's go to the question answer session. Yes, sir.
Rahul, one second. Yeah, Subham is asking one question. Is data science
Mhm.
need coding knowledge?
Okay, so I'm being very frank. I have not worked much on data science. Okay, but yes, when you are doing like you don't know means what I don't have exposure to that, so I won't be commenting on that. I did not work on that on data science, but at least basic knowledge. Even sort of you can point it out more better. So basic knowledge, basic logical understanding, basic programming skill is needed everywhere in IT job. That's my feeling. If you means what exactly logical thinking means, that means you can think a solution of that any particular problem. So in data science also, somehow somewhere, if anyone is getting paid for that, so he has to do some work. What that work, that is obviously that intelligence work. So if you are getting intelligence or your logical development with the programming, so why not give it a try? Yeah.
There is one more question. Okay.
Mhm.
Which certified courses to go for in non-tech domain?
Okay, non-technically means language courses you can do. There are a lot of interpersonal skills courses are also there that you can go for. That also matters for the foreign jobs in Japan or some other countries. So they are very means biased toward like the language. So you can learn them, and that things you can learn. Yeah, you can search more about that one.
There is one more question, Rahul. Someone is asking that can you just tell me the site for DS and Algo?
Hmm. So, means for the practice, as I have already mentioned, like HackerRank, CodeSafe, that is the very good sites. Geek for Geeks, one of the sites is there that I really found like means that exposure, that explanation is there on the Geek Flow. You can read my articles over there. I have written some of the articles over there. So Geek for Geeks is there, and Java T Point is one of the sites which I have learned so many things from there. So yes, you can go for that.
Rajkumar Bhattacharya is asking which is most important, a CV or a resume?
It's a resume. Just believe me. When you are a fresher, what exactly resume means? Very concise. Things almost we use at means synonym. Okay, but not exactly. When you are a fresher, you have to think about a resume, not a CV.
Okay. There is one more question. Pritam is asking, sir, which language is necessary for game development?
Okay, nowadays Python has taken a lot of efforts means in that field, but believe me, when it comes to speed, because when you are developing any game, okay, as per my knowledge, so when you are developing any game, so that speed is a very important factor. As you can't, you are playing a PUBG and by default the game is lagging 1 second or 0.5 seconds, so it won't work for you, correct? So in that case, a lot of companies is still working with C++, because of their its speed. Yes, but the recent time Python is also taking in consideration because of the libraries of support it has for game environment.
Yes, and we have a Pygame in Python through which we can develop game.
Yeah.
There is one more question. Can we develop game as our project? Can we add this in our resume?
Sure. Even my first game, which was one web application, that project which I have done, it was a simple tic-tac-toe game. But yes, it has that flexibility. Like nowadays, we all are playing Ludo. So that project which I developed during my second year, so it was similar kind of thing. You can play online with your friends, you connect. So just give it a more exposure, make more features, add more features in it, give it a variety, not a simple game or like that. So you can expand your project.
Uh, okay. Sabud is asking how can I prepare myself for an interview?
Okay. Okay. Believe me, one thing I will suggest, when first time you are appearing, okay, once you have appeared, okay, so then it's being okay, you are comfortable. But for the first thing, only one thing which can boost your confidence is that your knowledge, nothing else. If you have a good knowledge, so you are prepared, okay, I know this much, what they can ask, so I am ready for this. So be prepared with your technical skills, what you have mentioned in your resume, that should be on your tips. So in that situation, okay, yes, whenever they are asking, so you are very confident that means believe me, when I was appearing for hack within info interview, so at the first 10 to 30 seconds when we just started talking, so I was very nervous. Even my means, I was very nervous at that moment. But when we started talking, that interviewer was around 50 years age. He is old. So at that moment when we started talking, and he was like, "Okay, tell me about this thing. How you are doing this." So more than interview means I turned that into a conversation rather than an interview. We were just asking. Sometimes I also asked, okay, it's no, I don't know about this. So he also explained. So you can convert that only with your knowledge. If you don't know, you don't have a big exposure to projects you have mentioned or technology you have mentioned, then how you can turn your interview.
Okay. There's one more question by Sabuz. As a HR of a company, what do you want from a non-technical students?
Okay. I'm not an HR. Yes, but yeah, as technically, when we are appearing for a technical interview, so what exactly we are looking, as I have also already mentioned, we can coach you if we are giving you training. So at that moment, we are investing 4 to 5 to 6 to 1 years on upon you. Okay, that time we are providing you, our skilled person, our senior persons are teaching you, and he is also getting paid for that, you will be also getting paid for that. So we are investing a huge amount over you. So what exactly we want, if we have selected you, so you can learn that attitude is a very big factor. Okay, you are ready, you are that one, okay, he wants to grab the knowledge. So that attitude we are looking for.
One more question. What kind of projects should I do? I am a ECE student.
For EC students, I will suggest very basic projects. Some command line interface projects will also work, but just it should contain some methods, some things which could be representable. I'm not assuming like do very big project. And if you have a time, basic projects type library management or something which is very similar to this, okay, people are doing. So for EC people, it will work. But yeah, someone from CSE and he's doing a library management project after 4 years of his graduation. So that is a bit considered at a less level. So for CSE people, it could be a bit high, but yes, EC people can manage a library management system or something similar to that. Yeah.
Pratima is asking what to do when you have no interest in coding, but you are a BTech CSE student because I have no interest in coding. I try to learn, but it is not working.
Okay. Uh, Pratima, one thing. one positive thing I have found in your question. Okay, I try to learn. Okay, that is the most important term I have found in your question. So if you are trying, someday you will be succeed. Just give it a some time. See, it's going to be a means until unless you apply time, you give some time, you can't learn. Simple thing is that if you are trying to learn, it means you are giving time, and obviously you will learn the things. And at end, only this job is not there in this world. So at the end, if you find okay, I tried hard, I tried my best, but still I didn't manage to get a job. Okay, no problem, no issue. You have a lot of options, choice, or career is there. So no one can force upon you for that. Okay, so yeah, till that, when you have time, when you are working, so keep yourself very positive, give some time, and obviously you can learn, I think. Yeah.
Ranit is asking, in upcoming years, how much ML and AI would be beneficial as a course?
Okay. Yes, ML and AI. Okay. Even I don't have much idea. I have not worked, but yes, you can even feel everything around you, like your phones, your laptops, even your AC, fridge, washing machines. Somehow they are getting embedded with AI. So if this much of the tools or applications are getting embedded with AI, so obviously it will have a good future, I feel. Yeah. So you should learn. Obviously, that is future demanding technology. You will get. You can go do a or get a good job in future time.
Sabu is asking one more question. He is from
Mhm.
EE department and he want a job in IT sector. So what skill he need to develop to grab a good place in position in IT position?
So as I already mentioned in previous slides, that obviously logical skills are very important. That what logical skill represents is your intelligence somehow. Okay, so logically develop yourself. At least one language you should learn, and if you have time, you can manage with other core subjects. So yes, learn one framework or JavaScript or HTML, so you can create one project, one representable project. That's it.
Rajkumar is asking, can we benefit from core industrial training course online in this present situation?
Can you repeat the question?
He's asking, can we benefit from core industrial training course online in this present situation?
Okay. See, it depends upon the course, which course you are taking. Okay. So, yes, nowadays that online and offline doesn't mean anything. And in the IT world, like everything is going to be online. Most of the companies are planning to shift their employees fully online by the end of this year or next year. So obviously learn something which is beneficial for you. Explore, just don't do it for like engineering. Right now you are mature enough that you are not going to, like, my friend is going for this internship, my friend is going for this certification course, so I will also join. Don't do that. Try to do some research. Everything is available on your fingertips. So make do some research. Okay, how much beneficial, what exactly I can grab from this, is it worthy or not, then only go for any course.
Sayani is asking, I am in second year, but I have not done any projects still now. Will get any chance in internship?
Yeah, obviously, it's never late. Okay, start from today. Why not? You start from today. It will take 2 to 3 months. Or if you are doing a large project, if it is a small project, it will take 1 month. So start applying after 1 month. No issue. You are not that late. After fourth year, you are asking me. You are at time. So yes, start making this right now. You can get a. It's not like if you don't have a project, you won't get. But what is that? If you have a good project, your resume will be shifted upwards. Simply as that. If the competition is very high and one person and you, everything is similar, so at that time, if you don't have any project and he has a one project, so his resume will be more upward. That's simple.
So I think everyone is done with their query. Uh, So that's all. Rahul, thank you for coming and just guiding the student here. Okay, this session is, I think, very helpful for the student who is attending, because most of the student, I think, as a fresher or as a beginner, have lots of confusion that how to begin their career or how to just get placed in a good company. Because see, in market, I think there are lots of confusion and lots of myth that the student is facing. So I think from your session, from your point of view, as you have done so many things in your career, okay, as a fresher. So I think from your point of view, most of students have taken benefit from here. So thanks for coming here. And guys, to receive participation certificate for this industry expert session, what you have to do again, repeat the same process that we have done in the previous industry expert session. What you have to do, okay, you have to just write a post on your LinkedIn profile. Okay, that what you get to learn from today's session. What are the myths that you cleared from today's session, and how was the session, and how and what you get from the Rahul sir session. Okay, so these all things you have to write a post in your LinkedIn. Okay, and after that we are going to provide a Google form in your group discussion. Okay, group description form in your group description. Okay, there you just fill the form, put the your LinkedIn post link, and just submit the form. After that, you will receive your certificate on your email, and also you have to just comment on the YouTube link. Okay, we will open the YouTube link after this session end. There you have to comment what you have learned from this session. Okay, so these are the two steps: one LinkedIn post and second YouTube comment. So this thing, two things you have to do to get your certificate. Thank you, Rahul, for coming here. Once again, I'm just thanking you.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you,
thank you so
sir.
much, Rahul, for your time.
Thank you.
It was an
Yeah,
amazing session.
yeah, thank you. See you
Thank you.
there. If anyone has query, you can put over there through Saurabh or directly. I have mentioned this link, so you can reach me out. Okay. Thank you. Bye.